In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build a webinar funnel using fast funnels. So the first thing I would do is go into click Create Funnel and then look at all the templates under the webinar section just here. You can preview them and just go and have a little look at each page in the funnel. This one's using like an opt-in pop-up and then the confirmation page right here. So that's one kind of straightforward funnel. Then we've got this sort of funnel. Let me bring this one up. This one is doing the same thing except for the fact that on the confirmation page, it's like a waiting page, I guess. And then the time that you decide here, it will redirect them to a webinar page, which is here, which is like a pre-recorded webinar. You'll see a lot of different people online using this particular funnel to market things via webinars. You can also hook up the landing page and the registration to your own chosen webinar software, such as Demio or Webinar Jam, using Zapier. And there'll be another link underneath this video that will take you to a tutorial on how to use Zapier with fast funnels so that you can do that. You can link the two softwares up together. But for this tutorial, I'm going to use this funnel right here. And let's just call it our new webinar and then click Save. And then fast funnels will build that in seconds. And there it is, ready to go for you to edit now, add your own picture, add your own text. You can learn more about how to do that in our page builder tutorials, but it's very, very straightforward. So let's have a look at the pages in the funnel now they're loaded in. We've got our landing page, which we're on right now. Then we've got our opt-in, which is just here. And that's a pop-up. It doesn't have to be a pop-up. You can add a whole new page if you want to. You can have the actual registration here, which is what a lot of people do. Just literally have their name and email there. Or you can do it like this. And let's show you. If we go preview now, click reserve your seat. Up comes this massive pop-up. You don't have to have it this big, by the way, but that's kind of a good way to get their attention. Then they'll enter their name and then their email address like this. And then simply go through to the next page, which is this one. And then as soon as that timer runs out, they'll automatically, as it says there, automatically be redirected to the webinar room. And sometimes this gives you a chance to put another video there to prepare them for what they're going to see in the webinar and kind of pre-sell them on the webinar. Also, when you're doing a preview like I am now, you can see how it looks in the different devices, so a tablet or in this case a mobile view right there as well. So let's cross off that. So that's how we build the funnel. Now let's go through to this opt-in, because you may want to take some more information here and you may not want it to take over the entire screen either. So to stop that, we can first of all choose the type of pop-up that we would like. We can do this one, which is perhaps the more traditional. Let me drag that out of the way. And we can also make it wider as well, so don't worry about that. And then we can even make it appear if they go to exit as well. So just in case they hit the page, don't do anything, and they don't press the button to register, we'll just throw this up as a last-ditch attempt to get them on the way out. So I've changed it. I'm just going to make it a little wider so it looks a little bit better. There we are. That looks good. And then we can click Save right there once we've done that. I'm going to make this form wider too, because I think that looks better. And if you want to add any other additional information here that you want to collect from people as they register for your webinar, you can do that. Just click the plus. And then let's say that we also want to know their company name as well as the other information. We can set that up there. Now this one has not got at this point in time a prefix icon, but you can choose one of those. Let's just put in, I think building will fetch us something. There we go. And then we'll make it a required field as well. And there we are. We've now got that additional field in right there. And then let's save that. And then we've got our thank you page, which is this one right here. And if you don't want to have this step, then you can simply delete it. Just delete the confirmation page right here, and then they'll go straight through to this page instead, which is the live webinar page. Now you can go and upload your video of your webinar right here using something like Muse or Wistia, Vidello, YouTube even, whatever you want to do. You can make it bigger like this. That looks a bit better. There we are. And then you can have your offer underneath. The other cool thing is that if you want to, you can even do it so that this whole section here will only pop up at a certain time during the webinar. So let's just say you don't want to show them the offer right away and you want to make them wait, say 45 minutes into your video. You can do that. And the way that you would do that, we'll just add another block. Let's make it an empty block right here. Then we can drag everything into there that we want. So let's take this limited time offer. We'll drag it in there like that. Drag in our little countdown, then the button, and finally the credit card logos like so. Whoops, that went a little low. There we are. And now we're going to move this up a little bit and move that up there like so. And now we've got a timer here. So you can see it says delay showing element. Well, I can say that I don't want it to come for say 45 minutes into the video. I'm just going to do like 5 seconds just to show you in this video how it works. We click save. And now if we preview this page, we're not going to see that section at all. You can see right there for 5 seconds, and then it will just magically appear like that. And there we are. So you can do that if you're doing that style of webinar. So the other thing you can do, as I said, you can delete this confirmation and just call this like your, live webinar page. So they don't even have to bother waiting there. It's very, very flexible. But make sure that the last step of the funnel, or the most important step, is marked as a goal. And you can do that. Let's say we want to see how many people we can get to this point, which is basically opted in for the webinar. And then you can set that as a goal. You can have multiple goals actually. You could also have, okay, great. So, you can see so many people registered for the webinar, and then you'll be able to see the percentage of people who actually did go through to the next page, which is to watch the webinar. So very useful stats in the funnel here, and very easy to set up, as you can see. You can also put this funnel on your own domain name as well, very easy, by just going to settings and then here, domains, and go and put it on your own domain as well. And also you can track people registering and then put them into email lists. So if we go back to the funnel, let's go back to this opt-in form. When somebody completes this, if we go to edit settings, first of all, you can be notified if you want to be by email, and multiple people can be by separating this with a comma. So one email, comma, next email, and so on. I'm just going to change this name to webinar reg. And then action on submit will always be to go to the next page. But here's the interesting part right here. We can now connect this form straight through to a new list of subscribers. So let's just put webinar folks and then save. So now when people do fill out this form to register for your webinar, they go into that email list in FastFunnels right up here. And I'll show you how to do something with that in a minute. And we'll tag them as having registered. So let's just put webreg. Nice short tag. So they're going to get tagged with that right there. And so now we'll just save this. Always remember to save these steps whenever you do them. And now if we go to our marketing section, we're able to create an automation based on that. So what I'll do is if we just go to marketing, automations, I'll set this up. So now we can have webreg and then just add a tag here as the trigger to set this off. So tag is added. We're going to pick webreg. So that's as soon as they filled out their form and they've registered for the webinar, they will come into this sequence. And then we can add a delay if we want to. We can do all sorts of different things. But for the moment, I'm just going to send a simple email. And let's just put thanks. And then your name, your email address. Whoops, there we go, .com. And then you can start building an email. We've got loads of different templates that you can use. Here's a good one. I'm going to use that. And then you can also put a link in here as well if you want to go to the webinar by just selecting the funnel. And let's just go to the live webinar just here. And then now when they click that email, it will send them straight through to the webinar. So you can make this email exactly the way that you want it. There's other tutorials on how to use our emailing system, but you get the idea. Now we've done that, we will have to enter our company name and company email address. There we go, done. So a very, very simple email sequence that just sends them into here, sends them a thanks for registering and gives them a link to the webinar, just in case maybe they didn't wait on that confirmation page like that. And there we are. You must switch it on just up here, otherwise it won't work. But you can't do that until you've gone into the settings and then added your domain that you wish to email from, which is very straightforward, and then enter your brand details just there. So very straightforward, and as I say, there are other tutorials that cover this setup. So that's how you can build a webinar funnel. As I say, you can also set that form to basically tell Zapier, and then Zapier will then register the person with your webinar software of choice, such as maybe Big Marker, Webinar Jam, Demio. There's quite a few webinar softwares out there now that work with Zapier. So it's very easy for you to just go and register, use Fast Funnels just to register the person, and then the actual webinar will take place on that software. Alternatively, you can use Fast Funnels to run the entire thing with a pre-recorded webinar. Hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching.